Oh, this
from the
girl
news we see.
Gigi, she's like she's pretty based. She knows the black magic, ruling class rituals and all that. You're these guys who try so hard to get me off the Christian train, and I hate you guys cuz you always make me hurt people's feelings. So stop, dude. Just stop. Okay? You're how about this? You want me to hurt your feelings? Your religion is wrong.
The evil that's represented in you. So whatever darkness you have in you, whatever is untransformed in you, the moment that you enter into that darkness, which was symbolized as the black sun, it's symbolized as blackness, sometimes Saturn or the dark robes. Whenever you entered into that, you knew that in order to get to the light.
Yeah, you could say she's schizo, but Elmi has a video of the Black Sun video. Elmi, was it that Freemason drawing it on? I think it was on BitChute, right? Send me that. And this black sun, we see it during an eclipse. Flat earthers know what I'm saying. If you don't know what I'm saying, you go look into an eclipse and Rahu of the black sun. And it charges all the dark parts of the planets. There's light and dark parts of every single planet, which is just like a celestial body that you can draw energy from. And the planet furthest away from the sun is Saturn, which is the closest to God's throne, where Lucifer fell from grace, right? And that one reflects the most dark energy from the black sun. And this is a Freemason explaining how the world works.
He immediately draws the geometric shape of an oblate sphere.
See, if you're not a flat earther, you should watch these Freemasons, dude. Yeah, so basically the black sun also bleeds through the North Pole, which a lot of people say the tree of life was here in the Garden of Eden and all that before the vibration changed and Adam and Eve fell from grace. Yeah, she knows a lot of that stuff. Oh my God, Elmi, that sounds great.
Darkness of acting like
Should I start here, Elmi?
you're the darkness.
Bro, I'm telling you, Elmi, bro, you find good shit, man.
Of taking on the role of the darkness so that humanity can understand itself. You know, because it had to be acted out. We had to kind of see it played out in front of us, standing in front of us, represented as a mass. We wouldn't have understood it. It needed to be externalized in this kind of way. And how it was described, it was sort of like, you know, these men in dark robes with masks on. And we would, you know, we were kind of in a more childlike stage of humanity. And we would say, oh, okay, you know, this is the battle between dark and light. But as we sunk deeper and deeper into matter, there were individuals that just became very obsessed with that tradition and very caught up in it, and eventually just got caught up just becoming the death impulse, becoming the dark impulse, because there was also a great power associated with with being able to enter into the darkness and come out of it.
Have you noticed you can never find a king or a queen in history that wasn't satanic and gay and all that shit? The more you research about people who are very rich, the more you find they have a lot in common with other royalty. Is it possible to have millions and millions and millions of dollars, let's say like 20, 30, 40, 100 million, without being corrupted? Is that possible? Elon Musk, bro, dude, he wore a fucking Baphomet costume. He's trying to put a computer chip in your fucking brain, and he abuses pigs by putting chips on their heads. I don't know if he's a good example. Do you think the film Eyes Wide Shut was an exposed film? Not an exposed, because the ruling class allowed their mansion to be used for filming the ritual, so I don't really think they care about being exposed. Like, you know how people are like, we're on to you, bro. I don't think the ruling class cares, dude. They can stab someone in front of police and not go to jail, right? The camera's turned off for Jeffrey Epstein when he supposedly died or killed himself. You know, like, they play by different rules. Took over 4 years to make the movie. Is that a long time for movies back then? Isn't that like regular length for a movie? Yeah, I think he's still delivering kids, yeah. They don't care because they can manipulate, distort media and reality. True. Well, when you say distort reality, do you mean by magic? Do you mean by that? Matan, I'm going to have him on a stream. He just DM'd me recently. I got to respond to that. I had him on the last week. Yeah, okay, Putin's Draco, bro. You're these guys who try so hard to get me off the Christian train. And I hate you guys because you always make me hurt people's feelings. So stop, dude. Just stop, okay? How about this? You want me to hurt your feelings? Your religion is wrong, okay? You want me to hurt your feelings? Your religion is wrong, and you're going to hell. How about that? That's what you want me to say? Your religion is wrong. You're going to burn in hell, okay? Yo, mods, time out these guys being fucking disrespectful and shit, bro. How do you allow... This is like a free speech chat, but it looks so liberal when you do it like that. Bro, when the fucking spiritual people start turning on each other, it's so cringe. It looks like Hassan's chat. Mods, man, do something. You guys look so lib when you do that. You have real enemies. You have people who worship Mammon, Beelzebub, Moloch, and you're fighting each other. That's fucking retarded. What does that even mean? When I get married, do you want to come, Jon Zherka? The last dance of degeneracy. What the fuck does that... You want a degenerate dance with me at your wedding? How is it a... It's a wedding, dude. There's nothing more pure. What the fuck, man? I can't do religion talk with the Joker chat. I don't even know when I'm being trolled. Why do you believe Jesus was God and not a prophet? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm curious. Yeah, why I believe it is because the ruling class writes in their fucking books about Christ and his divinity and how they hate him, spit on him, how they have to distort everything he's about. They don't write about your God. They don't give a fuck about your God. They don't give a fuck about your religion. They don't give a fuck about anything in the Bible except that one character. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if these guys are destroying my life, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the opposite side of this fucking ruling class. That's why they have harem and a biff rituals in Freemasonry. Damn, bro, chill, kick. I mean, bro, you sound like my uncle, dude. Right? My uncle gets so mad when I go heavy on the Christianity that he calls me the F slur. He's like, you're an F slur like every Christian. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, you relax, bitch. How about that? Fucking spend all day with your chatters shitting on fucking my religion. The second I clap back, I get called the F slur. Fuck out of here, man. Jon Zherka, because the ruling class was born on the West. Holy cope. And that doesn't disprove God because Jesus is the Messiah. Da, da, da. No, dude. Go look into every black magician, Aleister Crowley, all of those guys. Okay? They love your religion. They love Eastern mysticism. They love Buddhism. They love Shinto Buddhism. They love Mayans, and they love everything. They just hate Christ. Go look at any of them. It doesn't even have to be Freemasons. Okay? There's like this obsession with Christ that every pervert has in a negative way. It's weird. Also, I'm a white guy, dude. Right? Like, I love my Muslim brothers, but they're kind of racist. Okay? Like, go watch how Muslims treat a darker skinned Muslim person in their high school friend group. You know what I mean? They don't really treat him like he's a true Muslim. And then they come up to me and they go, "Yo, Zherka, you should be full on Muzzy, bro. But you gotta understand Arabic to understand the Quran." And I go, "What?" Like, yeah, you can't do it in English, bro. You're missing out on you're just not getting it. It's not translated correct. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Because my ass ain't gonna learn a new language. I'm fucked. So I can't do it. Also, the marrying multiple wives, right? I think that's ungodly. I don't like that. Because, marriage and child is a trinity. But, one of us is wrong. One of us is going to hell. So do your research. Who does more research, you or me? Jon Zherka, you never said probably on your streams how evil Crowley was. He called his children with demon names, Beelzebub, Baal, and they died around 10 years old. You're saying Jon Zherka never talked about Aleister Crowley and how evil he was? It's the last fucking 12 months of this year of every fucking stream. That's all I ever talk about. Are you fucking serious, dude? You're my most hated 4-monther, bro. Bro, I killed my fucking channel's views talking about Crowley. We went from high views and e-girls and podcasts to Crowley for fucking 8 months. Are you seriously calling me out on that? For a 4-month subscriber, you're a joke, man. Yeah, he talked about how he sacrificed his children multiple times. Thank you. Yeah, I did. Yeah, what was I getting so wound up about? Oh, yeah, right. I don't know about that in Albanians. Yeah, I was getting wound up because every day some dude in my chat tries to like, I'm not really the kind of guy that when you insult Christ I throw a fit. But after 30 times repeated in my chat, it gets so fucking annoying. Like that fucking Putin's Draco. Putin needs a Draco because he's fucking losing the war. He's losing it to LGBT. He's losing to Dylan Burns. It's a fucking embarrassment. Will you ever eat 5 Subway sandwiches? Yes, I will. I'm done, bro. I'm having a horrible day, dude. Yeah, Full King, I went over that. Can my mom give you a haircut when you come to Texas? What the fuck are these questions, bro? Fucking year-long subscriber, 8-month-long subscriber. That is the weirdest shit I've ever read. Watch, she's not even going to be a barber. Is she a barber? Is this one of those weird things where it's like I'm just a weird subscriber? Not in a weird way. Is she a barber? Oh, she cuts hair. Okay, yeah, 100% I'll go to her. But like, give me something cool. Like some, yeah, I don't want to just be a polite guy. If it sucks, then I have to deal with it on stream for months. Yeah, no, I'll pay. I can pay, but it's got to be someone like talented. Like your mom better be cutting hair like she cut my mullet. Okay, bro.
And some very great, powerful people had that ability to enter into the black sun, enter into the
No,
dark.
I wouldn't let Dunkel cut my hair because he might grab the scissors and go, I'm better than you, Zherka. Shink. And I go, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And he goes, I will get all the viewers. And he just fucking starts killing my ass. He starts fucking killing me. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he goes, I'm sorry, bro. It's just like I'm at 20 viewers.
And then come out. And the secret of that was actually complete surrender and transformation and Christ. And this is and this takes place in.
Bro, why do they draw Christ like this, man? We get it. He's a white guy. You don't have to go this far with it. God, that when people obsess over the race of Christ, I just don't get the obsession. It's like you're kind of missing the point.
When Christ enters the tomb and rises again. So it was always...
Also, in the Bible, it says his skin is bronze. How come no depiction does it accurately? I don't get it.
It's about transformation. But there were many people that were aware of these rituals, of entering into the darkness, of entering into the opposite role. And
Christ wasn't an Arab. You're saying he was slicker? Come on, dude. He was clearly Albanian and half black.
They...
Come on, bro.
Began to see the power that one would get from being able to do that. And they became...
What verse? I think it was Corinthians 8:12. Bro, you think I know the verses, bro? You think I'll... Dude, I could spend 30 years on the fucking Bible. I could have a degree. I could have a master's in it and I wouldn't remember that. Are you fucking joking me? What verse? It's like fucking 30 books combined into one. How the fuck would I know the verse? That's actually impressive. When people memorize shit like that, that is the most impressive shit to me.
Blinder and blinder and blinder. And they just began to essentially get caught up in that. And instead of overcoming the darkness, when they would go into those rituals or go into those practices.
Yeah, she knows a lot of that stuff.
They would not be able to make it out because the darkness was getting heavier and heavier and harder and harder to transform as human beings became more and more individuated. And again, this would be in a time of human development where mystery schools were as common as a grocery store. So there was an occult or a spiritual religious tradition that included all of these beautiful practices. It wasn't like some people didn't and some people did. This was part of the tradition. You know, you see some of it with journeying and shamanic journeys. You can see some of it still remaining. But there was this power in going into the darkness, conquering it and coming out. But some people were going into those rites without that transformational power in their being, without enough Christ forces in their being, and they were being overtaken by it as well. And a lot of that was rooted in an arrogance, thinking that because they exist, that that's enough. And in reality, when you go into darkness, it's not really darkness. It's just a mirror of who you are. And this is also the secret of the dweller at the threshold, where whenever you walk into the black sun or you walk into darkness, you know, you're not walking into evil, but you're going to first and foremost walk through the evil that's represented in you. So whatever darkness you have in you, whatever is untransformed in you, the moment that you enter into that darkness, which was symbolized as the black sun, it's symbolized as blackness, sometimes Saturn or the dark robes. Whenever you entered into that, you knew that in order to get to the light.
Yeah, you could say she's schizo, but Elmi has a video of the Black Sun video. Elmi, is it that Freemason drawing it? on, I think it was on BitChute, right? Send me that.
That you have to face the demons within yourself.
What are you going to do when the rapture happens? When the rapture happens, I'm going to be like, why the fuck am I not floating? Why the fuck am I not floating? You fucking joking me? Are you fucking joking me? I'll be fucking spazzing, dude. I'll be cursing the Lord's name. I'll be so angry. I'll be like, what the fuck, bro? All my buddies will be like, ooh. Be like, I did all those fucking streams. I brought so many souls to Christ. What the fuck, dude? My God. And then that's when chat will grab me. Chat will be a Chad by then, right? Once you've paid enough, right? Once you've paid every subscription, you just grab me and be like, get a grip, Zherka. And I'll be like, oh, it's Chad. But it's actually chat. But you guys are like grown up, right? It's like end game. And Jon Zherka, Revelation, King James Version. Okay, dude, I'm not reading paragraphs, bro. Okay, I'm not. I'm sorry. That's too far away from my eyes.
But in order to have that, you had to have a sword. You had to have.
Someone said, Elmi, send me that fucking. Here, I'll find it. Here it is.
At the beginning of the video, he shows a CD or a disc. He immediately draws the geometric shape of an oblate sphere.
See, if you're not a flat earther, you should watch these Freemasons, dude.
We can see how he separates the oblate spheroid with a disc that has a hole in the center. Then, below, he draws a circle with a swastika inside and immediately paints it completely black.
Just hang in there, okay? It means black sun energy. That's what.
From this, black circle rays come out and 3 rays pass through the hole in the center.
Now remember, Hitler with the Vril Society would use black magic. They talk about it, all that. They have books about this stuff. And that's the dark energy Kanye is tapping into, and it's really bad. And this black sun, we see it during an eclipse. Flat earthers know what I'm saying. If you don't know what I'm saying, you go look into an eclipse and Rahu of the black sun. And it charges all the dark parts of the planets. There's light and dark parts of every single planet, which is just like a celestial body that you can draw energy from. And the planet furthest away from the sun is Saturn, which is the closest to God's throne, where Lucifer fell from grace, right? And that one reflects the most dark energy from the black sun. And this is a Freemason explaining how the world works. What about Pluto? None of the planets matter. Only 7. Or 7 up. 7 attributes of God.
Below he writes, still, one of the possible meanings of this black circle may be the black sun. He draws reliefs on the edge of the hole and writes North Pole. And above this hole inside what would be the celestial vault, he draws a star, the polar star or Polaris.
But what if the earth is not flat, though all these myths are then debunked? Well, I mean, it's like one in the chat if the earth is flat. Like, it's undeniably flat. You know, go read any Freemason book and you'll see.
He marks 2.
If you don't listen, if you think the earth is a globe, join VC and have a quick conversation with me. I want to ask you something.
Points and connects them in a circle and writes, equator. He draws two lines that go down from the polar star to the 2 points. The lines form a triangle. He highlights two of the rays coming out of the black sun.
You're so far into conspiracies, you're going to fire your brain. And dude, I'm a 28-year-old, good-looking dude with $25,000 teeth, rich as fuck, living in a mansion, have every freaking e-girl trying to suck me off. My life's kind of awesome. Let me have some conspiracy, bro. I don't want to be you who has no conspiracy, no bitches, no money, no car, no nothing. You're a fucking loser. Okay? I want to be ahead of the game. Let me do my thing, bro. Let me tell you something, right? Very few people can jump in my chat. If Jordan Peterson jumped in my chat to critique me, I'd say, go cry like you cry on all your fucking every video. Listen, dude, you're not critiquing me because I don't want to be like you. Okay? You not letting me have conspiracy? Can we argue religion with you in VC? No, because I find it phony. I'm kind of the Ezio of the internet, you know? I'm like the Muslim Christian hybrid guy. I find it phony if I turn on my Muslim brothers for a debate, you know? Because it's like, they kind of really had my back. Like, these guys would go to everyone who talks shit about me, jump in their chat and say, you're a bitch, Zherka, fuck your mom. These guys are my guys, dude. I'm not fucking turning on them for a debate W. Are you fucking retarded? That's like snake shit. If it was my uncle, I could turn on him and just argue, but no. No, at the top, I just want to be around Christians and Muslims, and that's it. I don't want anyone else around me. This is the only friends I want. It's the only friends I ever had.
Also forms a triangle, but vice versa. And he writes, as above, so below. It's one of the 7 principles of Hermes Trismegistus. It appears on the Emerald Tablet and then in the Kabbalion. He erases the intersections and draws the sun and moon.
This is wild. Look at this. The square and the compass, right? Which represent the material world and the spirit world, which is the circle that the compass makes. Look at this.
And he makes a gesture of rotation. He draws 2 arrows to show the distance of the moon and the sun.
Not everything is satanic, bro. Relax. Well, think about what you're saying. What you're saying is a man stabbing a pregnant woman is just a chemical imbalance. A rapist raping a child is just a psychopathic chemical imbalance. That's a terrifying worldview you have. That's the most retarded position you could take. That's like childish. If you don't believe in evil, I don't even know how you go to work. Like, what the fuck I do? I'll just stay in bed. I'll be like, well, yeah, I guess everything's just... That's the dumbest shit. That's the dumbest way to live life.
Both are 3,300 miles or 5,310 kilometers away.
Yeah, so basically the black sun also bleeds through the North Pole, which a lot of people say the tree of life was here, in the Garden of Eden and all that, before the vibration changed and Adam and Eve fell from grace. But now check this out. The northern lights come from the center right here, and they say it's from the black sun.
Then he measures the diameter of the sun and moon, being the same with a diameter of 32 miles or 51 kilometers.
It's almost like, yeah, he argued for flat earth. That was good.
He draws continents on the surface and on the other side as well.
Bro, this is the Freemasons mixtape. All the heat is in the CD, bro. Hey.
He points both sides and writes, saying. Below he writes Summerland. He draws rays coming out of the black sun and writes, Northern Lights.
Holy shit, I forgot about this part.
The center of the drawing is equal to the Mason symbol, which is a square and a compass. He points out the ray coming out of the black sun toward the moon, and then he erases the face of the moon.
Holy shit.
He makes signs explaining that the sun doesn't light up the moon. Who does it is the black sun.
Is this more accurate than NASA? And it's getting a little too bitch shooty right here.
Have the sort of transformation. You had to have Christ within you in order to do that. But you cannot enter into the darkness in these kinds of ways, especially using the occult.
Honestly, anyone with this eye color works with Satan. I don't know what it is, but these people, when they're good, they're just neutral. But when they're bad, they be like killing everyone. This eye color is terrifying, man. This is like a pale blue. That's a murderer. This is a murderer.
Thinking that you've arrived, thinking that you're great, think in this arrogant way, wanting power, because then your own darkness will possess you and compound within you. And so a lot of people that get caught up in black magic and dark stuff, it's because they want that power, the power that only comes through transformation and through Christ within. They want that, and they enter into positions in life where they can get that, but they don't nearly.
What about green eyes, bro? Green eyes is the most based and beautiful. Love it. Green eyes is like, you'll never meet a green-eyed person you don't like. They're so fucking awesome. They got your back, bro. But blue-eyed people, they don't got your back.
Clearly have the personal power to survive it. And by survive it, I mean come out on the other side in a better way. All right? And so one of the main mindsets of being trapped in that materialization arc is not understanding Christ's essence. Not understanding
green eyes, black guy. Or no, green eyes, black dragon. I don't know.
Understanding transformation. It's thinking that the dark is the same value as transformation. It's thinking that is equal. Just because darkness has a role here, that it's equal to the Christ impulse. Right? So that is also connected to the idea that everything is just perfect as it is. You don't need to engage in life. You don't need to engage in anything. You can just like bliss out. There's no need to transform anything.
John, I'm black. What the fuck? Oh, let me change my language because you're a black guy in my chat. I'm very sorry I said the word black guy. Please subscribe to me. I really give a fuck what you think. Like, you really think I care what a human thinks? Whether you're black, brown, white, Chinese, whatever, I don't care about you. I don't care. I don't care because my life struggles, no race of people have ever helped me. It's always been me and God. That's it. No one ever fucking helped me in life. They always wanted something in return. And that's why I hate all people, right? No lives matter. Hate everyone. Me and God, that's it. That's the only relationship I'm in. No friends. Nobody is allowed in my circle. Everyone leave. I'm a racist. I hate all people. It's just Zherka and God. That's the only story you'll ever tune into here. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to change my language for anyone. That's it. It's over. I hate the world. I hate people. My relationship with you guys is for, how you say, so I don't burn in hell. Okay? If I can save some souls, God is going to have my back at the gates of heaven. Mikael the bouncer will let me in. I will save a couple chatters and go to heaven. That's my game plan. Fuck you. Fuck you all.
In your life, you just have to accept it. This kind of very passive mentality, that is from a different epoch. That is not of this time, and that's why people get so caught up in it as well, is that it was true at one point. And that's what gets us the most, is that if something was true at one point, we think it must be true again forever, for always. But again, if that is your mindset, you're not acknowledging metamorphosis. You're not acknowledging that things change over time. We always have to be in time correctly. We always have to be in the epoch that we are in. So part of that materialization impulse in modern times is that if it exists, it must be good. If it exists, it must be true. And I've seen this actually with people doing really dark and disgusting things and sort of posting it online in provocative ways. And I remember seeing this.
Oh my God, he made Epstein Island AI.
This person doing this really dark thing. I'm not going to get into it. And then she looks at the camera and she's clearly possessed. And she says, what is God going to do? Strike me down? Is God going to strike me down? Is Jesus going to strike me down? And she goes into this whole dark, weird thing about how because she can do these dark things and God doesn't strike her down, that it must be okay. And this is exactly the mindset that I'm talking about, which is being stuck, being trapped in the Atlantean, Lemurian developmental stage, where, again, if you did something that was against God, that was against nature, that was against the Christ impulse or against the lesson of the epoch, you would experience pain. You wouldn't even really be able to do anything negative because you would immediately see that as negative. The same thing.
Jon Zherka, can you tell us what eye color has to do with existing, please? It's just a psychic sense I have. When humans have dull blue eyes, they're satanic. It's something that we all feel in our bones, but we don't say it out loud because it's not politically correct. But it's just this energy I have to sense things like this. Green is really attractive. Green eyes are super attractive. Brown eyes, super attractive, obviously. Blue eyes look great, but this...
in the magical practices of Mu and Atlantis.
That's Satan's eye color. Hazel's great, yeah.
Early Atlantis, where it wasn't even really possible to contact a darker entity, to be honest. You would just do these ceremonies and stuff like that, and human beings were not individualized enough to even summon something that was dark. So you could just do anything, and you were just always messing with whole pieces. You were always just moving around whole, complete, perfect pieces to understand them. We had not yet gotten to the phase of our own development where we were now going to experience shadow and darkness.
I can't read it from you. Let's go Zherka, Texas soon, ? Mohammed Atta's passport. When you say that, it sounds like I'm flying with you. I'm not telling you when I'm going, bro.
We are now going to have the capacity to destroy ourselves and destroy other people. That came halfway through Atlantis and is now a huge part of the post-Atlantean epoch. We now have the ability to destroy ourselves and to destroy other people. We did not have that capacity before because we were not completely personified or individuated yet. But we have that now. And so you'll see all these people that have this mindset that if they can do it, if they can get away with it, then it's fine. It's like a kind of animalistic, actually. It's an animalistic way of being. And often people will also, that are in part of this mindset, will also often lower the human being to an animal level consciousness. They'll just say that human beings are basically monkeys or that human beings are animals. And this is really because they don't want to take on the responsibility of the Christ impulse within themselves. They don't want to take on the responsibility of the evolutionary solar impulse within themselves. They just want to be able to do whatever they want. And by making yourself part of the animals in the animal kingdom, you can just be an animal and you don't have to be moral. You don't have to be ethical. If you can do it, then it's fine. If God doesn't come and, strike you down, then it's okay. So this is a vestige of pre-fall human consciousness. when we literally couldn't think for ourselves. We weren't individuals, and there was no darkness. You cannot act today in a world where there is light and shadow and darkness as though darkness doesn't exist. That is dangerous, and quite frankly, it is sick. You are sick if you are doing that. So we need to understand where we are in time and where we are in our evolutionary dance, because we are not in a time where everything is perfect. We are not pre-fall humanity anymore. We have fallen. And with that fall, we gain...
Okay, I feel like chatters are taking what I say too serious sometimes. Like, you guys are really contemplating eye color. Can you relax, bro? Can you not tell when I'm taking the piss? It's just fucking eye color, bro.
Our individuality, and we also gain the power to rise. So when we fell into matter and we got our perfect form of humanity, which we have now, that was the best thing that ever happened to us, because now we have the power to rise out of the material plane into the spiritual plane as a higher being, as part of the angelic kingdom ourselves. We can't do that unless we individualize, unless we have our eye. So that is where I'm going to end this part of the lecture today. I'm going to be continuing this talk in the next few lectures, but I'm going to end that where it is today. So just to summarize what we've covered today, the material...
Bro, there's a study showing green eye and blue eye people are weaker genetics, not taking a piss. Yeah, it sounds like a liberal study attacking white people, bro. Like, I don't even buy into studies like that, dude. Like, I'm not ever gonna be convinced because you saw a study, dude. I go off intuition and experience, okay, and tradition. I don't go off studies. There's studies saying that everyone is comes from a monkey, bro.
Materialization impulse is the impulse that ruled the prior phases of development in humanity. Where we are today is a spiritualization impulse, and we've been in that spiritualization impulse for 2,000 years in a big way. It was always sort of creeping in and influencing us. It was always something that was there, but it's really begun in its most powerful form in the last 2,000 years since the incarnation of Christ. That's when we really had the sort of power to do it. Before, we were just being introduced to the concept of it, okay? And so because we're in this time of transition, there's parts of ourselves and there's people in the world that are just, we're not really getting the hang of it. You know, part of us is still back.
Can I be your content manager? You asked at choosing videos, I will blow you. Listen, dude, one in the chat if this guy typing to me is a pedophile. Sorry, I don't want a pedo as my manager, dude. I just want to do my own thing.
Back in the materialization phase of humanity, we're still holding on to mindsets that only worked in the Atlantean and Lemurian epoch. We're trying to bring them into this epoch, even though they don't work and they're detrimental. There's not the right amount of solar force in them. They're actually genuinely too dark. There's actually, the sun is actually too powerful now to even have those impulses be a serious leading force in our body. The sun was not as powerful during those epochs. It was not as intense. It did not have as much cosmic rays going through it. So you literally cannot, you literally have to upgrade and align with where we are now.
No, she's not Christian.
One of the mindsets of that materialization arc is the idea that, you know, everything's perfect as it is. I don't have to engage in life. I don't have to evolve. You can see a lot of black magic coming from that if it's taken to its extreme. And there's kind of a lot of collective confusion going on because we are in a transformative time where we are in the spiritualization impulse. We are going into that spiritualization arc, but we're still so close to that materialization phase. We still don't fully understand it as a collective. So the materialization arc in its worst is known as the harmonic impulse in the Steiner work. In the Casey work, we can see it being played out in Atlantis with the sons of Belial or the lords of Belial. I also call them the lords of Mars. And Blavatsky would have called them the lords of the dark phase. What I'm teaching.
Do you think this girl's better off just marrying, having 6 children instead of entertaining schizos like us? I mean, any woman who doesn't have kids is a broken soul. Some men don't have to have kids. Some men can be generals. But women, they'll lose their mind if they don't have kids. Hell, most of them lose their mind with kids.
Teaching here today is obviously a lot of my own memories from the Akashic record. and my own spiritual understanding from
We
within
live in a time where the only pro-life people are men. Isn't that backwards?
my own being that I've catalyzed. But also, I like to use theosophy, I like to use anthroposophy, I like to use the Casey work, and anything else I find. So do check out underneath this video for any lectures that help you understand this material. I'll post them there.
Oh, damn. Okay, we gotta finish that Liver King because he sweats it when they call him out. Where's that video? I lost the Black Sun video, but you get what I was saying.